Anybody have an idea? Yes. You've seen a lot of handling materials, walking around, placing it on a conveyor. Is that added value?
No.
No. With those examples in mind, what would you think would be the added value?
Operation time.
Yes? The operation time?
Yeah.
The testing of the
And
cables.
Sorry?
Testing of the cables.
Yes, that's added value.
Okay.
And the actual production work. At all points, your hands are in contact with the product. That essentially would be added value. This process you've just seen isn't the best example we have within DAF. It has been redesigned to what you have seen at the moment. And in that redesign, we have doubled its output and halved its costs. But we still have a lot of opportunity there. Think about the importance of learning to see, because there's no end to continuous improvement. Within a number of years, this process, probably by the end of this year, you have just seen, will again double and halve its prestations. That's continuous improvement. That's developing a production system. It's not just a one design, implement, and okay, we're ready. It's a continuous process. There's no end to continuous improvement. What we are doing within Lean is implementing a visual process to be able to visually manage that process. And what do we mean by a visual process? A visual process surfaces, makes visible every deviation from the desired situation immediately. And the shorter the throughput time is of that process, the less material there is in it, the smaller the buffers are, means that problems surface more directly. That puts a strain on an organization. Because the process is giving you immediate feedback, but you have to immediately respond to that, because there are less and less safety buffers in that process. And that means stabilizing your production flow or reducing waste. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Thank you. Taiichi Ohno said, this is one of the basics of the production system, of course the Toyota production system, also ours, is eventually continuously reducing the throughput time of the process by means of removing added value. There's a catch there, because processes with a lot of safety buffers within it are in most cases unstable. The buffers are there not for the likes of it, but they have a function, a hidden function. They hide instability. So, by only reducing the throughput time, you are taking tremendous risks, because you'll surface a lot of instability immediately in that process, and that will make it certainly not very reliable. So there has to be a balance in reducing throughput time by means of improving your basic stability in your processes. First time right quality, by instance. Extremely good machines, etc., etc. This is where the Six Sigma program comes in. Six Sigma is a great toolbox for reducing variation, instability, looking right to the fundamentals and eliminating the root causes. And that enables us, by means of improving stability, to reduce throughput times. If you look at the implementation of a production system, it's not about tools. You have to certainly have an objective. And in most cases that's rather simple. It's adding maximum value with minimum effort. The strategy there is continuous elimination of waste or continuous improvement. And you have to have a basic condition there, a culture, a management that doesn't accept losses, that feel ownership for their processes and own the continuous improvement program. Certainly not only by management, but for everyone in the organization, in which the teams on the shop floor are the most important. They are the only guys who are adding value for the customer. Those guys should be supported. The solutions we have is, first of all, make losses visible. I've dwelled on that enough, I think. Team-based improvement. In the ultimate production system, there is no place for individuals. The basic structure of DAF is a team structure. That means an organization with an attitude and the means who are supporting the process. If you look at traditional companies, the Ford company, or DAF in the 70, 80s, they are extremely result driven. Dollars, euros, numbers, output, quality. There's nothing wrong with that. That's automotive. What needed to be improved is the mindset that the only way to create results, consistent results, is through improving processes. Think on that a moment. Continuous improvement is not about first line improving results, it's about improving processes which lead to the desired results. A lean organization has a large standard on standardization of working methods. But not only working methods, but also for the indirect functions. We have standardized work for leaders, for supervisors, for safety personnel. Standards by which they perform to the best status known at the moment. Those are not fixed standards. They will be continuously improved. Every standard is just a moment in time. It's the best way of doing things known at that moment. At that moment. Last of all, and probably most important, make people winners. It's very important to not lose track of the ultimate customer and keep listening on a structural basis to the voice of that customer. And how does DAF do that? Well, first of all, by very quick feedback information from our market, from our customers. We do that by field reports, warranty issues, etc., etc. But most important, also the ISO TS audits. By the way, DAF is ISO TS certified, one of the most difficult certifications in the automotive market. ISO is in fact a customer protection issue. And ISO audits DAF on a yearly basis. And the recommendations from ISO are incorporated in our continuous improvement program. In a lean organization, this doesn't mean we would make a project plan and by the end of 2015 we would have that warranty issue solved. No, lean means immediate action. Quick feedback, immediate action, and solving the problem. Continuous improvement. And if you're looking through the eyes of the customer, then you're not only looking at improving that process, but also looking at the supply chain, our suppliers, and certainly not last of all, our product development. That's continuous improvement within lean. What you are seeing here is an operator who on the shop floor, and I think you're going on a train visit, and I hope you would see some of these, let's say, PPS corners. What you're seeing there is here is an operator looking at what we call a Yamazumi board. And the Yamazumi is a method of balancing a line, eliminating waste. And a pack-car production system is based on very strong involvement of the operator. Again, I would like to stress, the operator is the only one in this organization who is actually adding value. And to emphasize that, we have a specific name for the shop floor. We call it the Gemba. And the Gemba is the place where everything happens. Japanese. Our operators are involved in product design. Believe it or not, the actual proto build of trucks or engines is done in cooperation with our operators. And they are in very high matter responsible for designing their own process. Not only improving it, but designing new processes. And I'm looking at you and you're thinking probably from, how could they do that? They're only operators. Operators are specialists in their work. They haven't got all the knowledge that engineers have. But as I said, we work in teams. Not only on teams on the shop floor, but also in multidisciplinary teams, where specialists, process engineers, IT guys, you name it, together with the operators, first of all, listen to them. Those guys have got a lot of experience and in fact are the customer if you're talking about improvement. And these specialists should have an attitude of adding specific know-how in a team and supporting. That means that social skills are more and more important, not only on the Gemba, but the attitude to study, add knowledge, listen, and together design processes for improvements. That's the future. So, cooperation, attitude on part of a team is extremely important in lean companies.